I'm back. Hello, everyone. So there's another promo, and I have to talk about this one. Now, I keep repeating myself, but I said no more speculation. That's why I may ask a few questions, and I leave the speculation up to you. And you can put that in the comments below. I find it to be a really fun thing to do, and I appreciate everyone who participates. So let's get started. Since you're here, click the button and subscribe, and also click the bell and the word all for notifications. With the newest trailer, it starts off with Mei and Nathan and him asking her to dinner. And just look at his face and look at hers. They look delightful. And I'm loving it because I think that, I don't know, I think it's fun and it's fresh. And right before they showed these clips, Hallmark has it as take a leap. And that's something that Nathan needs to do. But I want to say this. We can kind of speculate and that he injured himself, and we get that from the previous trailer. And then we see Mei trying to, console his horse. And if you read what they put out, Hallmark put out for the first episode, In Like a Lion and then Out Like a Lamb, they mentioned that I guess Elizabeth tries to help out with Newton, but it's Mei who has like that gentle touch with Newton, and you can sort of see her in the background, Elizabeth watching her, which I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be a great connection? But if you remember, I don't know if you remember, some of you may not have seen that Kevin gave an interview about 2 weeks ago, maybe not even that long ago, and he mentions that there is a reason for Mei and him and Nathan to connect, and it has something to do with like a Mountie business. So I'm wondering if he is he's asking her to dinner because he wants to, and then as he starts to get to know her more, he realizes that there's some underlying danger there that maybe she's in, or she comes with danger, or if it's the other way around. Maybe he already suspects it before he asks her out to dinner, and that whole asking her out to dinner might be part of, him getting more information. I don't know. That's up to you. I'm not saying that Nathan's up to something sinister. I'm just wondering which comes first, the date, and then he realizes that there's some underlying danger, or underlying danger and then the date. I don't know. I'm just thinking either way, it makes for like a fabulous storyline. So you can share that in the comments. That's like your number one piece of homework that I have for you. All right, now let's talk about this next scene. Okay, we see Rosemary and Elizabeth hugging, and it's not just any old hug. Look at the delight on Rosemary's face, and then look at Elizabeth's face. She's teary-eyed, and it's not because she's hurting. It's because she's so happy that she has tears of joy. And I don't think it has to do with Elizabeth. If you're looking, I really think it has to do with Rosemary. And many of you, I know, have already started to say that you think it has to do with her, saying she's pregnant. And I really I'm not supposed to speculate here, but I can understand why many of you are saying that. Whatever it is, it's something that's quite emotional for the girls. So I don't think it's just like, Lee won mayor or something. I really think it's a connection between two women connecting and sharing like this amazing information. And what do you think? Don't you think it's more about Rosemary and not about Elizabeth? I don't know. I love that they're sharing this. This is great because this is what the audience keeps asking for, that Rosemary have a baby, Rosemary have a baby. Maybe it's not even Rosemary having a baby. Maybe she's going to adopt, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's very personal? Something along those lines? That's number 2 for your homework. You got quite a bit of homework, okay? Quite a bit. Here we go with number 3. Okay, now number 3 involves Elizabeth and Lucas. Elizabeth and Lucas are sort of snuggling. It looks to me like it has something, because the way the clothes is and where they're standing, that the way the clothes are and the way they're standing. I think it's the night of her book signing, like maybe during the day towards dusk, she has her book signing, and then of course they have this surprise party for her. But at some point they're snuggling on that bench outside, and you could see by Lucas's leg, there is a white envelope there. And then later on, you see Lucas inside the infirmary with the letter in his hand. And he has a serious look on his face. I have no idea what that could mean. But when it comes to like Lucas, a letter, and then being in the infirmary has to do with health, there is a connection with Lucas and Henry. What if there's something going on with Henry? What if he comes across this piece of evidence or news or something that he isn't supposed to have, or maybe Henry has written to him? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Or do you think he got a letter and it's something about his family, his father, his mother, and he takes the letter and he goes to Faith to ask her to explain it? But do you see that there is some kind of connection with the letter? I don't know if the letter comes first, where he reads it and he has it right by him when they're snuggling, and then he takes it to the infirmary, or vice versa. But it is connected with Faith somehow, and it is connected with the infirmary. What do you speculate it could be about? It seems like it's something serious. All right, so that's number 3 piece of homework. Okay, now number 4, we have Lucas riding that bike. We saw an earlier clip where he was working, it's daytime, and he's working on the bike. And now you could see he has been riding. It kind of has that little smudge on his face and whatnot. And he's saying to her being Elizabeth, you know, you're my adventure. You're my passion now. Now, I want to connect this with a pause. This is the only spot where I think I will speculate. When I read the part about there's a pause, I didn't think that the pause was because Elizabeth was not, it had something to do with Lucas. I didn't think it was something he did. I think the more she gets to learn about him, I thought this immediately. I actually may have posted this somewhere too. I thought the pause was her. She's pausing because she doesn't think she's enough. All along it's been, you know, like the men having to wait on Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is in this commitment with Lucas. We know how they feel about each other. And now maybe she has some self-doubt. Maybe she's wondering if she's enough for him. And, you know, the more she gets to learn about him, and we always knew he had an adventurous side to him, but maybe she's afraid that he will get bored with her. And I don't know, but he's saying to her, you know, you're my adventure, you're my passion. And if you remember back in season 7, even in season 6, when he's talking to Jeanette on the phone, he's like, you're right, this is a good place, you know, to settle down. He already had his adventure. He's been everywhere. He wants a new kind of adventure. And I always thought that is what the pause is. So, I mean, I'm not sure what you all think. People have asked me so many times, what's the pause in my mind? And that's what I'm thinking it is. And I don't think it's like something sinister, something from his background that she's questioning. I think it's more an emotional part, like she's so in love and now she wants to make sure she is enough for him. Now, him saying that really makes me think that it's along those lines. The other thing is now they show the box. He's got this box. It looks like a ring box. And you see her expression. You see his expression. And even the way they do the music sort of like stops and makes that sound. If you haven't noticed it, go back and watch the trailer again and again. You'll see. I have no idea what's in that box. That box could be a wedding ring and engagement ring, and she accidentally found it. Like some people think she has his coat on and she finds the box, or it could be that he is just showing her the box and it's something totally different inside, like earrings or whatever, because he has that funny like look on his face. And I don't mean funny like sad. I mean funny like, you know, teasing kind of funny. And she's, you know, looks like she's not very receptive of it yet. And this could be early on, which kind of sets the pace and the flavor of the whole season, where she's like, I want to slow it down. I want to enjoy this. I want to make sure she's sure, but is he sure about me kind of thing, especially, you know, that he's all in with Jack and whatnot. So anyway, I'm not concerned about exactly what's in the box. But what I want to point out is this. The writers, Hallmark, the showrunners, whoever does publicity for them, they decided to give that to us in the trailer. They know what it is that we want as viewers. They would not bring it up if it's not going to be an important part of the storyline. So at some point, engagement will be talked about, if not through the whole season. And I really do think that they will be engaged. So I am speculating. I can't help myself. But this is something I wanted to point out to you. I wanted to point out that it's not, they don't just put things in for random reasons. No writer does. And as a good viewer and as a good reader, you have to pay attention to all of these things. Even if it was just a box with nothing, like no ring in it, it was something like, I don't know, his favorite marble when he was a kid. It could be something silly like that. But the way it's being presented, they give you the idea of engagement in your head, because it's going to be an underlying part of the story, of the conflict of the plot. So it's either going to be that, you know, they are getting engaged, or it's like they don't get engaged and why not kind of thing. What do you think? What do you think? Engaged? Yes. Not engaged? Not yet? You let me know in the comments. Okay, I am so excited. I know that we're going to get another sneak peek, which is going to be the 27th, the Sunday before it will air, and it will be in our time, my time, Eastern time. It'll be on the Hallmark channel from 8 to 8:03, so 3 minutes. Look in these 30-second clips that we have, how much we get. This is 3 minutes. So I'm wondering if someone's going to be talking to us. A lot happens in 3 minutes. You feel the time. You watch a clock and see how much happens in 3 minutes or how long it is. But I also wanted to tell you that is also the same night that Div and Jillian from Luca Beth Lounge, Janine Marie, who writes the Lucas and Elizabeth fan fiction, Kathy Watkins, who does reviewing with me and analyzing with me. We will be together that night. We will start at 8:05, and all of the little tiny spoilers, because they can't really divulge much, all of my guests from When Calls the Heart that I've interviewed have shared with us. It's not a secret behind the scenes. They shared it in their interviews. I have taken, and we're going to put them together, and we're all going to speculate about what does it mean. So I'm very excited. So that would be the 27th, and I'll be promoting that soon. There's so many wonderful things that's happening before then. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, and you have a great night.